Oblivion has a number of quests that are hidden from view, and despite having quest names and stages in the backend code, these missions are never tipped off to the player. No journal entries, no map markers, nada. So if you don't know where to look, you could miss these quests entirely. But not anymore, because I've got you covered. What's up everyone, Big Dan here, and in this video, I'm going to show you 5 hidden quests you probably missed in Oblivion Remastered. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into the video. Number 1. Bittneld and Emfrid. This unmarked mission to play matchmaker for 2 NPCs was completely bugged out in OG Oblivion, and without mods you couldn't experience the full thing. But now this quest has been fixed in Oblivion Remastered, though it's still easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Head to Coral and speak with the author Casta Scribonia, who can usually be found wandering the streets or hanging out in the Mages Guild. And speaking of hanging out, it looks like her pants and legs decided not to load in during this conversation.
Who is the fairest of them all? Other than myself. The proprietor of the Grey Mare is lovely. She and the guard captain would be a nice couple.
Now, depending on where you are in the story, Casta may have different dialogue whenever you choose the Coral topic when speaking to her. In my case, she was yammering on about the Oblivion gates, so I loaded an earlier save before the gates had opened, and she mentioned this connection between 2 lovebirds. The first character we need to speak to is the captain of the town guard, Bittneld the Cursebringer. He's usually in Castle Coral or at the guard barracks.
There are a lot of fine-looking women in Coral, but they're all kind of snooty and not very nice.
At this point, we can head over to the Grey Mare Tavern and speak to the owner Emfrid about Bittneld.
Bittneld, captain of the castle guard? He seems like such a nice fellow. Too bad I don't see him in here very much.
Now return to the guard captain and encourage him to snag that baddie from the tavern.
Oh, there are a lot of fine-looking women in Coral, but they're all kind of snooty and not very nice. Emfrid? She owns the Grey Mare, right? I go to the Oak and Crozier. I'm a captain, you see, and the Oak and Crozier serves a better class of people. Listen to me. I sure sound like a snob. Snooty, in fact, and not very nice. Thanks. That's a very good suggestion. I think I'll stop by the Grey Mare and perhaps pay my respects to this Emfrid woman.
Did you say something to Bittneld? That was very sweet of you. Now he stops by here every day.
I hear that Emfrid and Captain Bittneld are spending a lot of time together. You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?
Now, I waited around to see if Bittneld would come into the tavern, but he never did in my playthrough. I think he's supposed to, but hey, it's a Bethesda game. There's always bugs and glitches and characters not doing what they're supposed to, so your mileage may vary with this one. Number 2, Bow Bandits. In order to get this unmarked quest, we'll need to complete the whole quest line Mazoga the Orc in Leowyn and keep Mazoga alive in the process. This involves tracking down some bandits including Mogan Windshifter and Black Brugo. At the end of the quest line, the Count will induct you and Mazoga into the Knights of the White Stallion, complete with a lodge to boot. But the adventures don't end there. In the aftermath, Mazoga will continue to hunt down bandits, and you can tag along as she will repeatedly tell you,
I'm gonna go get me some black bows. Tag along if you like.
On Morndas, she will return to the Ayleid ruin Telepe and clear out any remaining Black Bow bandits if there are any. She usually heads over there around 2 in the afternoon. I recommend keeping some distance from her if you're following along, because she will just repeat the same dialogue every time you get anywhere close to her. In my case, we had already cleared this whole ruin while hunting Black Brugo, but there are 2 more ruins she will attempt to clear out. 2 days later, on Middas, she will head to Rock Milk Cave, which is filled to the brim with violent marauders. You may have to struggle to keep her alive, as she will just charge into the fray with no concern for her own safety. On Turdas, she will head over to the Undertow Cavern at this point on the map. Any black bows you recover from defeated enemies can be sold to the Count for 100 gold each, but I believe Mazoga may loot some of them herself, so keep that in mind.
I'm gonna go get me some black bows. Tag along if you like.
Number 3, illegal cargo. Docked just outside the town of Anvil, you will find a ship called the Sea Tub Clarabella. Hidden behind a very hard locked door, the pirates on this ship are hiding their ill-gotten gains, which happen to be a whole pack of sheep. Head inside and the pirates will immediately become hostile. Once the captain is defeated, you can loot a note from his body, which contains a message from his first mate. Captain, I'm telling you, sir, we gots to be more careful. If the Leowin City Watch comes snooping around again, we may have to pull anchor and get out of this good-for-nothing city. I ain't spending the rest of my days locked up in no jail for illegally transporting cattle. No, sir, I will not. All due respect, Captain, but the mates and me signed on for real pirate stuff. Murdering, looting, and ravaging. We ain't no damn shepherds. First Mate Filch, in parentheses, pirate. So it seems that the captain's crew wasn't exactly happy to be transporting a bunch of sheep instead of doing real pirate things. Be sure to loot the key from the captain's body, as we'll need this later. Head down to the lower deck and defeat the remaining pirates, including the note author Filch, and return to the top deck to loot the captain's booty. The treasure includes some potions, gold, and jewelry, and most importantly, justice for criminal scum. Number 4, attack on Fort Sutch. After completing the main quest, Dagon Shrine, Oblivion Gates will open up all over Cyrodiil. But outside of one particular Oblivion Gate, which is situated near Fort Sutch at this point on the map, we can bump into a squad of Imperial Legion soldiers looking to hold the line.
Come on, we can use your help to drive back the invaders.
After fighting off some Daedra just outside the Oblivion Gate, the captain will indirectly ask you to help close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
If you know how to close that gate, be my guest. My orders are to hold this position, and that's what I intend to do.
At this point, head inside the gate and claim the Sigil Stone to seal it off. Afterward, the Imperial Legion will thank you for your service.
Thanks for the help, friend. I didn't recognize you at first, but you're the hero of Kvatch, aren't you? It was a privilege to fight by your side.
Number 5, a Ring of Keys. So for this one, I had to return to OG Oblivion to get the footage. Oblivion Remastered is repeatedly overheating my PC, and at this point, I don't want to brick my machine. So I'm going to hold off until performance improves with patches or a new NVIDIA driver, which still hasn't been released yet. In any case, the quest is exactly the same. To do this unmarked quest and get an awesome enchanted ring, we'll need to reach at least 10 fame or infamy and start the quest lifting the veil, which gives us access to the Pale Pass location. While searching the pass, we'll stumble upon a note in a barrel, which gives us clues on how to obtain a hidden treasure. I guess you found the message I told you about, old friend. We've traveled together for so long, and you're the only one I trust with the ring and my story. The note goes on to describe a heist and instructions on how to find the ring. I think I'm going to stash the ring in this valley, make for Skyrim, and return later when I feel it's safe. I've used some old chests I found in the ruins to make sure nobody stumbles across the ring by mistake. You know, the old key to a key thing like we used to do. If I don't make it back here, and you're reading this message, then this ring is all yours, my friend. Use it well and remember me. At this point, we'll need to find 3 more containers in order, 4 if you count the barrel with this note, which also has a key alongside it. Each container has a key, which will unlock the next container. The first one we need to find now is the Rusty Chest, which is inside the westernmost watchtower at this spot on the map. This chest will contain an old key, which we'll need for the next container. The second container is located southeast of the entrance to the Mouth of the Serpent at this spot on the map, and it contains the Forgotten Key. Finally, we need to locate the Forgotten Chest, which is close to the entrance you use to enter Pale Pass at this location. And now we've secured the treasure, the Circlet of Omnipotence, which boosts strength, speed, willpower, and endurance by 3 points each. A top tier ring for most builds in this game. So there you have it. We've explored 5 unmarked quests in Oblivion Remastered that you probably missed. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Oblivion and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.